This is our post-mortem video of our Disneyland trip. I don't know if these are of any value entertainment-wise or otherwise, but here it is. This is what we're talking about. It's a whiteboard. I don't know if you can read that. If not, I'll cut it out. First thing we're going to start off talking about are the crowds, because that was probably the biggest thing that we experienced at Disneyland this last time. The crowds really dictated everything. They were, according to some of the cast members, some of the biggest crowds they'd seen all year. I don't know why. We heard stuff like, what was the...
Oh, one thing is it was Canadian Thanksgiving, so a lot of people from Canada took off the week to celebrate Thanksgiving. There was quite a few people from Australia there, and it's also winter break for the Hawaiian island or something, so there was a lot of Hawaiians there, a cast member had told us. So
yeah, that's what we were told. We don't know. And it was Columbus Day. Here in the United States, it's a federal holiday, but most schools and most people don't get it off, only federal employees and stuff like that. So maybe it's a combination of all, maybe it's just bad luck, I don't know, but the crowds were insane. We've been there in the summer. We used to go there in the summer all the time with the kids. We were there for Christmas, as actually the week after New Year's, but the Christmas crowds were still there 3 or 4 years ago, and it was nuts, and it was like that. It was trying to, all you would do is wait in line, 90 minutes here, 60 minutes there to go on just about anything. 30 minutes was the rule on the, like the dark rides in Fantasyland, 30 minutes. Peter Pan was 60, but, Pinocchio and Snow White were somebody got a text.
Sorry.
Were, 30 minutes, almost all day. And, we even looked last night after we got home the night before, but I looked last night just out of curiosity, and they're still like that. So
the weather is the next topic. Go ahead. I know you want to have your little rants. Go.
The first few days, the weather was insanely hot. It was like 90 plus degrees and humid, which was totally expected, but it felt like summer down there. It was really, I think it was hard on everybody, and it made the crowds even worse because, not only are you fighting through crowds and everything, but trying to find a bench in the shade or anywhere to sit in the shade was impossible.
Yeah, definitely. And people get crankier a little bit when the weather's so hot. Yeah, it seems to be. But
it was really warm. The last couple of days, it fell down to the 70s, and it was actually pretty pleasant. It was...
I actually thought it was a little cold.
Yeah, she actually wore a sweatshirt the last day. It was like 72 degrees. That's what it said it was going to be. I don't know what it actually was, and that's the day we ended up taking off. But in the morning, yeah, it was cool. I wouldn't have worn a jacket. I didn't need one. I have my own insulation. I carry around with me. The next thing we want to talk about is the Haunted Mansion holiday, and this isn't new to Disneyland. It's been around for years and years and years this time of year, and it goes through Christmas. From like the end of September to Christmas, or through Christmas?
Through Christmas, actually, yeah.
Because it kind of hits both holidays, just like the movie.
Yes.
But we did notice that it had been improved or enhanced since we went last time.
Above and beyond Sally, which Sally was amazing to have Sally there, but there are just a lot of different decorations and a lot of new touches that made it really, really special. And honestly, my favorite part of the ride is when you go and you can smell the gingerbread and watch the people dancing. And the gingerbread was really strong smelling, which was really cool. So
I didn't even notice it.
It's like my favorite part.
Must be a woman thing. I didn't notice that gingerbread.
The big gingerbread house.
I know where it was. I just never
smelled
smelled the gingerbread. No, never smelled it. Saw the gingerbread house, but I never smelled it. But they do change stuff every year, like the display. They have, it's usually a gingerbread house, and every year it's different. They build a new one, and just everything. I just noticed, I couldn't point to one or two specific things. I just had the sense that the whole ride had been enhanced or changed a little bit here and there, that they'd added little touches, and and there was a little bit more to see. And Sally staring there, or standing there looking at Jack as you come down the decline, where he's at the bottom saying all that stuff. It was kind of cool to see her there. So
Yeah, definitely. I'm really, really glad they added Sally.
yeah, that was probably our favorite.
Definitely.
Our favorite ride in Disneyland this time because of all Disney. Haunted Mansion's always one of my favorites, but that it's a much more dynamic ride. And the cool thing is, the only place you can ride it is at Disneyland. You can't ride at Disney World or Tokyo Disney or any place like that. It's only at Disneyland, from what I understand.
Soaring over the world, they just added that or upgraded it at DCA, and it's amazing. I mean, I can't even put into words. It actually made me emotional to watch it. It's just so wonderfully done. They did a really, really good job, and everything about it was just amazing. If you go there, you have to go.
Yeah, they upgraded it, I think, last winter sometime, maybe last February, to digital. If I remember, I could be wrong, but at some point they upgraded it to digital projection, and we were there last. I think we went on it in May, and it was a little wonky inside. We really, both of us, Jen always gets, a little
Motion sickness.
Yeah, motion sickness on those kind of motion rides, like Star Tours or Soarin'. Soarin' was always pretty good, but this last time, even there was a few points where my inner ear and my eyes weren't agreeing on what was happening, and I was afraid that would happen after they switched over to the new film, and they didn't. It was nearly flawless.
I actually could watch the whole entire. I didn't used to be able to watch all of Soaring Over California. There were certain parts that really bothered me. I watched every single second of Soaring Over the World. Didn't bother me at all. So they did a really, really good job for people like me with motion sickness. So it was really good.
Yeah, it looks good. And the only knock I'd say against it is it's obvious that some of the animals are digital. They're not actual elephants or killer whales or polar bears. It doesn't really take away, but it was kind of obvious. Mainly because they were acting on cue, like when the whale jumps out of the water on cue.
You're giving away all the secrets. Don't give away the secrets.
It's not really a secret.
Okay.
The next one is something we've never done. We went over to Trader Sam's at the Disneyland Hotel. I didn't even know it existed we didn't know it existed until I saw it in a video. I think it might have been Justin Scard's video. He went there at Disney World and mentioned they had it at Disneyland. And I was like, what? So I went on, sure enough, the Trader Sam's is over there along with the Tangora Terrace, which is the outside dining portion. We actually went into Trader Sam's, the bar. And it was super cool. I saw the stuff from Disney World on YouTube, but seeing in person, they have 2 pictures on each side of the room, like moving pictures, and they have a boat up in a ship in a bottle, and that we never saw the ship in the bottle because where we were sitting, every time somebody ordered that particular drink that makes that do whatever, we never saw it. But when people order certain drinks, they go through this big thing. The bartenders make a big fuss. The lights change. There's different
chants,
music.
They squirt water at the crowd. It was really, really fun.
The moving
and
pictures
interactive.
change when you order a certain drink. The volcano goes off when you order another drink. The sea turns all stormy and dark, and then like a lot of Disneyland, there's a ton of stuff on the walls. Some of it's probably authentic. I know some of it's not. Some of it is tied into Disney things like, well, Indiana Jones isn't technically Disney, but they have that, and they have some other stuff tied in with some of the other Polynesian tiki stuff that they have at Disneyland.
It was really fun. I'm really, really glad we went. And the food was bar food, but it was pretty good food, and it's just great ambiance, and to get excited every time somebody ordered a drink, you never knew what was going to happen. So it was pretty cool.
And what'd you get to eat?
To eat, I had chicken lettuce wraps.
Chicken lettuce wraps. I had the something pulled pork sandwich. It was some kind of barbecue pork sandwich. It was a pulled pork sandwich. It had some kind of slaw on it. It was really good. The fries were good. They were just standard French fries, but they were really good. They were warm and crispy. And
whatever blue coconut drink he ordered was
Kablooey.
so good. Oh my gosh.
Kablooey was the name of it. I couldn't remember it in another video that we did, which you may have not seen yet by the time you watch this, but and may never see if it is the cutting room floor. But it's called the Kablooey, and it was pretty good. Coconut, pineapple. I can't remember.
That blue
Some kind of rum.
something, I don't know. It was so good though.
But really good, and I think the only thing we would have done different is we would have sat at the bar and ordered food, and maybe next time we'll go over there, we'll just sit at the bar and we'll order several of these drinks just to watch the thing and watch the bartenders do their stuff. So, but it was fun. I'm glad we went over there, and we also saw the Disneyland Hotel, which we'd never been to, and I mean it's a hotel. But the landscaping is fantastic. There's a model of Big Thunder Railroad in one of the towers. There's some other static displays in the other towers. Made us want to stay there.
Yeah, it did. Definitely want to try it out sometime. It looks really, really cool.
So the next thing and the last thing we're going to talk about are the trams and the parking. We had never done that before. We had always stayed on one of the hotels on Harbor. Hojo's is one of our favorites. We stayed at the Anaheim Plaza for a while because it was much cheaper. Their rates had gone up and their service and stuff has gone down. We had a lot of trouble the last time we stayed there. And we've tried a few other places, Del Sol, and I think that was the Best Western Park Place Inn or something like that was the first place we stayed. So we'd always just walked across Harbor to Disneyland. I didn't know where the trams were. I didn't know anything about that. And really how I did is all the people on YouTube who now go up to the top of the parking structure to take video of the
Star Wars. Excuse me.
We have a phone call now. So
Star Wars dirt. Star Wars dirt. That's what we're talking about.
The reason I knew about the parking structure was mainly from all the people on YouTube who go up to the top of the parking structure to get a good view of what's going to be Star Wars Land someday. All the Star Wars dirt, because that's about all it is. There's nothing exciting there. There's no stormtroopers or banthas walking around. It's forklifts and cranes and dirt.
There's a big hole in the ground right now,
But so we never been over there. This time because we walked through the cast member parking, which they have it set up. We weren't trespassing or anything. They have a walkway with signs for guests, and it takes you to the back of the parking garage. You walk through the parking garage, and there are the trams. And actually, it was kind of convenient. I think we'd rather stay at a hotel on Harbor and walk because we have more control. You don't have to wait. But we never waited for more than one tram. We'd walk up and the tram was loaded, and we'd get on the next one. And sometimes we could find, because there's only two of us, we could find a spot and just wedge ourselves into the tram right before it left. And so we never had any problem with that. And, it was kind of cool. It's a part of the Disneyland Resort we've never seen. They have a lot of nice landscaping back there. And it drops you off relatively close to the Esplanade and, the security tents and all that stuff. So it was kind of cool. It was different and something we'd never seen and really didn't know much about. So.
Yeah. So overall, thoughts on the trip?
I don't know. It was a good trip. We had fun.
Yeah.
We stayed an extra day because we found out at the last minute our son had to be there. He didn't have to go back on Sunday. He had to be there on Sunday at 6 a.m. And then he got the rest of the day off, which was kind of dumb because it was Sunday and then Monday was a federal holiday. Well, he's in the Marines, so he's a federal employee, so he got Monday off too.
But we're not going to complain about that because he's leaving for 6 months today, and we got to spend an extra day with him. He got to come to Disneyland with us and hang out with us, and so it was a huge gift. Yeah.
The crowds really did put a damper on it.
It did.
It was really hard to get on, even the bare minimum of rides. Like I said, we go Pirates one time
Yeah.
the entire time. You know,
You
because
don't know
otherwise
that.
it's a 60-minute wait, which is ridiculous.
But
Pirates is
Pirates
usually a
is our-
15 to 20-minute wait.
Pirates is our ultimate favorite, and we ride it every single day. Well, okay.
Pirates is my sentimental favorite.
Okay, maybe sentimental favorite, but I mean,
In
we ride
Disneyland,
it
I'd
every
say
single
Indy
day.
is my favorite. It's
Okay.
We have the most fun on Indy because we act like idiots and duck when the spears, and we always tickle her with the spiders.
That is
and,
true.
And do all that.
But I mean, it definitely is. It's like our
We have our own
traditional
little
go-to ride. We always go on
Yeah,
Pirates
that is true.
first when we go, and usually that's how we start our day. If we're at Disneyland, we start our
Yep.
day on Pirates.
Grab
And
an
we do-
Indy Fast Pass, go to Pirates, go to Haunted Mansion, maybe ride Thunder, go over, catch our Fast Pass, and then we head out to different parts of the park. And they should be done at the end of the week, but they killed a single rider line for a week because they're doing some work back there.
For racers.
That's our go-to.
For racers, they go on DCA. Yeah, they're actually refurbishing the line. They said so for the whole week. They didn't have single rider. We did it on Sunday when Henry was with us, but that was it. That was the only time we
Yeah,
were able
and
to.
after that we went back and they said no single rider. And like I said, that's our go-to. We just get in a single rider line. I mean, there's so much to look at, and then you're whizzing around on the, during the race part. It's like you don't spend a lot of time looking longingly into each other's eyes. You're done. You get out. You meet your significant other.
I actually
And you head out and you talk about what you saw and whether or not you won, which side, whether you got new tires or new paint. And
Exactly. I actually love experiencing the ride with someone who's never ridden it before, and multiple times when I've done single rider, I've sat with people who've never experienced before and got to see their reaction for the first time, and I love that. So we didn't get to ride Big Thunder, which was kind of a bummer because we love that.
Yeah, because it was 60-minute
too.
waits, and we weren't in the mood to stand in line for 60 minutes. So.
That's
And
okay.
there's plenty of other stuff to do at Disneyland.
And
Just
there's
walking around is fun.
Plenty of other opportunities. I mean, we already kind of are tentatively talking about trip when we'll go back again. So next fall. So it's not like it won't be there. It'll be there.
And our annual
It's around
passes are
again.
good to the end of January, so you never know. We might succumb to the
We
to
might.
the draw and end up there in January sometime after the holidays, but
That's
we'll
possible.
see. But otherwise, we probably won't be back to Disneyland for a year, but we're planning on doing lots of other stuff. So that's it. So I guess we're done. We're done. There's our postmortem. There's what happened on our trip. I hope that was interesting. Probably not. It was probably boring and tedious. And
But
we got
but
texts
he's
and
making
emails
some.
and phone calls during. But
But he's making some really cool videos of our time there. So that'll be much more fun.
yeah.
and
So for
exciting.
both of you who watch this, there should be a few videos coming out. Probably one for Disneyland and one for California Adventure. We don't talk a whole lot during them because we're still uncomfortable talking to cameras in front of other people because it's weird.
Actually, even here, but we're trying to make it better. Yeah.
But
Okay.
but there's lots of different stuff. There's a couple of ride-throughs, which I won't bore everyone with every detail, but you can see the inside of some of the rides and just kind of what we did. And if you're missing Disneyland, you'll get a fix. So
There you go.
anyway, thanks for watching.
Yep,
and
thanks
we
for watching.
will see you tomorrow, maybe, probably.
Maybe.
Bye.
Bye.